Okay, but I wanted to talk about something. Hey guys, it's me. Oh, I didn't do my intro, but I don't have my guitar here. It's Laser Dude time, and we're gonna read some comics. Yes, we're gonna read them. It's Laser Dude time, gonna tell you all about it. Let's all go and read them comics. Hey everybody! Welcome to my on-driving review of X-Men Origins Wolverine. Okay, so this movie, what can I say about this movie while I'm driving and trying not to die? Well, let's see. I was gonna give this movie kind of a bad review, but then I was watching Blow Himself Up Dude's review of Wolverine movie, and he said something that was very true. This movie has two things going against it. One is that it came after the success of The Dark Knight, and everyone's going to be comparing it to that. And also, it came after X-Men 3, which got people not liking X-Men movies. So it has those two things going against it. So it kind of changed my mind on the film. But anyway, what can I talk about it? Well, let's see. The movie starts out in Canada. Oh wait, sorry, I can't park there. That's a bike rack. The movie starts out as it should in Canada, and Wolverine's. You see how he and Sabretooth come together when they're kids and they're brothers. I don't know if they're brothers in the comics or not. It's a little weird for me to have Wolverine and Sabretooth as brothers, but nevertheless, it wasn't that big of a, oh my goodness, what did they do? It was alright. So you see them go through all the wars and all of that stuff, and after you see that, that's all in the credits. You see them get shot and join a special team. Oh, gotta lock the car. Anyway, well, let's see. I love the beginning, actually. I really do. I mean, the way, one of my favorite scenes is that guy. I think his name's One or something like that, and he has the mutant ability to never miss. That was cool. I mean, the scene where he's jumping over the building, shooting a million bullets and hitting everyone, that's a cool scene. I will say, this movie has one of the great, I wouldn't say one of the best, but it has amazing fight scenes. Crap, there's people coming my way. There's people everywhere in this town, even though it's a small town. Anyway, what was I gonna... Okay. Yeah, the fight scenes are really, really good in this movie. And you see Sabretooth, you see Blob before he's fat. I don't know who the black guy is, or the guy played by the guy from Lord of the Rings and Lost. I don't know who those guys are. I'm not that much of an X-Men fan to know. But anyway, moving on. They were in... you see them, and you see Wade Wilson before he's Deadpool, but I'll talk more about that in a minute. Okay. I won't go into the story and anything, but there are some problems. The problems I had into it is they put too many characters in it. And so the X-Men movies have always had little problems, and it was juggling all these characters. And the big characters, okay, I like the way they did Gambit, but he had no screen time. I mean, barely any screen time. He's just thrown in the end for what? He just comes in there for the end for no reason? Oh man, and then let's see, Sabretooth, It is fine, except... Okay, someone's coming, I gotta go. Oh, man. There's people everywhere. Anyway, as I was saying, he's fine until the end, when he gets all, like... You see him get, like, sentimental? He's just like, oh, no one kills you but me, brother. And it was a little stupid. Anyway, my favorite scene in the movie is when Stryker's talking to him and he says, "We need you, Wolverine. Your country needs you." And he says, "I'm Canadian." I love that. Not many people know that. And Deadpool's Canadian too. If you don't believe me, look it up on Marvel.com. Okay. So, that's definitely my favorite line in the movie. So the girlfriend dies, and then later on she dies again. Okay, I'm just gonna write and talk out and say what everyone else is wanting me to say. What the heck did they do to Deadpool? Okay, he was fine when he was Wade Wilson. You know, he just had a little bit of a mouth on him. Nothing big. He wasn't in your face Deadpool. He was just Wade Wilson. And then they put him in there. What did they do? Okay, look, I wouldn't necessarily have minded it if they did some changes. Like, for one thing, they didn't cover his mouth. He's called the Merc with the mouth, not the Merc with no mouth. Secondly, he didn't need all of their powers. Like, I know I've seen Deadpool have certain types of powers in comics. The healing ability he has. He also has the, I've seen him have a teleport ability. That's fine. But why did they have to have his swords in his hands? And why did he have to have Cyclops' heat vision? He didn't. He shouldn't. He shouldn't have. I mean, come on. And let's talk about Cyclops and Emma Frost for a second. They were just thrown in there. That's, okay, let me just say this. X-Men is a huge team. There's been like hundreds of different members on this team, but some characters are more famous than others and have their large fan base. Emma Frost might have some fan base, and some people might have saw her in the trailer and just went for her. Same with Cyclops. Those who are a big fan of Cyclops, like myself, might have went to see it just because Cyclops is in it, or that might have been a huge reason. And they're just there. Especially Emma Frost. She only got to turn on her powers once. And Cyclops only used them like twice. I mean, don't just throw characters in just for the sake of them being there. Why don't you just leave them for someone actually to do something big with them? You don't need to throw characters in there just for the heck of it. I must say though, despite all that, the movie still was alright. But this is a rare occurrence. This is one of those few this is the first time I've ever seen it happen where people who don't read comics are gonna like this movie more than people who do. Because you see, for people who don't read comics, there's nothing to be pissed about. They don't know anything about these characters. Therefore, they don't have anything, they don't know that they got the characters wrong. But for people who do read comics and do like these characters, they're going to be pissed of what they did to Deadpool and the short amount of screen time they had on Emma Frost and Cyclops. But as I said, for people who haven't read comics, they couldn't care less. All in all, I do recommend this movie, but probably not for theaters. Rent it when it comes out. You know, it's alright. It's better than X3. I agree with that, but not better than X-Men 1 or 2. It's not a bad movie. It's an alright movie. It's like the action scenes are top notch. But as for comic book wise, they didn't do a good job. So I'm LaserDude99, and remember, if I don't like it, it's not worth seeing for those who have read the book.